Okay, up to this point, the ribs have been washed and sectioned since they're going to be cooked in the oven. So now we're going to go ahead and apply some of the dry rub. So a nice application on what would be considered the inside portion of the rib, and then we're going to flip it over and do the meatier sides of the rib, and we'll actually add a little bit more rub on that side. And then after that we will wrap these in foil and they'll be ready to go in the oven. So I'm putting a nice generous coating of this Caboose and Company rib rub on these spare ribs. And we'll have some excellent dining this afternoon. I'm going to pat these just a little bit, just to hold that on just a little bit better. So I'll double wrap these larger sections because they're actually going to steam in the oven, and you want to make sure that that moisture stays in place and it doesn't run out of the foil pocket. And being a spare rib, these will cook at 300 degrees for about 2 hours. The oven method for a smaller rib, say a St. Louis style or a baby back, it's going to be about 1.5 hours. Those tissues should be broken down nice and tender in about that amount of time. And just a little bit more for the bigger spare rib. The oven is preheated and ready to go. This rub already smells good. You can smell those peppers and those other spices starting to come to life on the moisture from that meat. So these are going to be excellent. Okay, everything is wrapped. Some of the smaller pieces are not double wrapped, but definitely the larger pieces, the meatier ribs, are double wrapped to hold that steam in there while these cook and that tissue begins to break down. Okay, we're getting ready to finish these ribs off with some sauce. And you don't have to do that. These ribs are ready to go. They're nice and tender. They got a lot of flavor from the the rub that was placed on them. But we're going to go ahead and add some sauce today. And today we're going to do it on the grill. So I'm just going to crisp these up just a hair. They've been steaming in those foil packages and sitting out of the oven for 10 or 15 minutes, just so that they get some of those flavors reintroduced into the meat from that foil packet. So we'll close this up and we'll flip these in just a couple minutes. Okay, we're going to turn these over, and again we're just getting some of the moisture out of them from the steaming process, and we're just leaving them a couple of minutes on each side, and then we're going to add the sauce. Okay, so these grills have been on both sides for 2 or 3 minutes each. Now we're going to add some sauce and get some caramelization on these and get a little bit of crispness on these, and really get some flavor out of this sauce and this rub combined. Should be quite delicious. So we'll let this cook for just a couple of minutes in its current position, and we'll come back and do the other side. A couple of minutes, we're going to flip these over and sauce the top side of these. And just to note, we're on a medium heat to do this. You don't want to overcook the ribs at this point, and you don't want to burn your sauce. You just want to begin the caramelization of it, and you'll get plenty of heat off your medium setting on your grill. So a nice layer of sauce, and we'll let these cook for about a minute, and we'll flip them and really get some caramelization on the top side of these. Okay, you can hear that we got some heat going there. We're going to flip these over, and we'll get just a few grill marks on the other side and a little heat into that sauce, and it'll take care of the sugar and start that caramelization process, and then these are going to be ready to eat. Okay, to recap today's cooking event, we used our Caboose spices, Kansas City Southern rib rub, and we did these in the oven, and they were wrapped in foil, sectioned and wrapped in foil, and cooked at 300 degrees for 2 hours. This is a spare rib, so it's a little bit bigger rib, so a little bit more time was required than one of the smaller ribs. From there, we let them rest out of the oven for about 15 minutes just to soak up some of those juices and get some flavor back into the meat. We put them on the grill to heat them up, and cooked each side on a medium heat for about 2 minutes. Then we came back, hit them with some barbecue sauce on each side, and again cooked them on each side for about 2 minutes, and that got some caramelization going. We got some nice grill marks on this, and these are ready to eat. Thank you for watching our video at Caboose Spice and Company.